Every thought deserves its moment. This is Overthinking Out Loud. Grab a drink, lean in, and let's overthink it together. Out loud.
Scene one, take one, marker.
There you go. That's the start.
That's the start of the podcast.
Yeah.
That's the start. Okay. Today we're okay. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Today we are talking about Traitors, which I'm very excited about. Traitors on Peacock. It is a reality television show.
Yes.
It's like kind of like a murder mystery-ish.
Yeah, it's like murder mystery mixed with strategy, survivor-esque stuff.
Yeah.
Because they do challenges and then they're trying to win money. And then there's the concept is that they choose traitors at the beginning of the game. When these traitors are chosen by the host, they are essentially a secret to the rest of the faithfuls. And the traitors are there to convince everybody else in the house that they are a faithful. And then if they last till the end, to the very end of the game, they win all of the money.
Okay, yes, that was a very good synopsis of Traitors.
So spoiler alerts. Also, we're going through the entire third season.
Oh yeah. So like, if you haven't seen it, maybe I don't know.
Start with season 1.
Maybe watch it and then come back to this episode.
Yeah.
But before that, I have to tell this story. I have to tell this story about a new oven I just got.
Please.
Okay, so
I haven't heard this about it. I'm excited to hear it.
So we just got a new oven today. And the reason why we got a new oven is because like a couple weeks ago, it was just basically like our cat just kept staring at the oven and being like, just meowing at it. And we were like, whatever, there's probably like a cockroach back there or whatever. Or like a bug or something. Did you say or a ghost?
Yeah, my first thought was a ghost.
I got another story about that.
Okay.
For a different day. But so she'd just stare at it and meow every once in a while. And so one day, John Luke was like, it's like, I don't know. He tried to self-clean it. And it just shut off halfway through the self-cleaning. So we're like, okay. We get someone out. They're like, it's the control panel. So they order this new piece for the oven. And they finally come out to fix just the oven part. Because like the burners were still working. It's a gas stove. And like the oven was just not working. So they come out. They take the front off of the oven. And there is a rat inside. I'm not joking you. A dead rat.
Dead one?
Yes. Okay. So like, it's at the top.
Did it burn alive?
Like where you press the buttons of like bake, like 350 start.
At
like
the top
buttons. The
oh wait, it was
panel.
at the front.
Yours
is the
control
front
panel. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like the front of the thing, but it's like, I finally saw it yesterday because let me tell you, they take the front off of the oven, and I was in meetings when this happened, but it was this rat that tried to like chew through some wires and electrocuted itself and died inside the control panel of the oven. And it's like in there, like caught in the wires.
Oh my God.
And they like, so like we could like fix the part, but there's a rat in here.
Oh, so, I think I found your problem.
So even if we fix this, it's probably not a good thing because, you know, the wires have been chewed through and we don't really know like what wires they are, what it's like ruined inside your oven.
Right.
And we're like, okay, so we basically just like fix the oven and then explode because a rat
Right.
bit through the freaking gas line or something. I don't know a lot about ovens and like where things are located, but it seemed kind of dangerous. So we had to get a new oven. And I finally saw this thing yesterday because I refused to look. And then on top of it,
Wait,
like,
they didn't take out the rat for you? They just
no,
put it back?
No. So like this oven broke. It stopped working like a couple weeks ago. And then when they came out and they said we need a new part, like they didn't open it up. They were like, oh no, we just need to replace this thing. They didn't open it up. So that rat had been dead inside our oven for weeks, literal weeks inside our oven. And it's like the reason why John Luke decided to self-clean it is because he's like something smells weird in our house. We couldn't figure out where it was coming from. We bleached the sink.
No, it was just rotting.
It was rotting in our oven.
Your cat's like,
Excuse me. There's something
humans. There's something in here.
Disgusting. And unfortunately, I'm known as like the rat queen amongst some of my friends because
I'm sorry.
Everywhere I've ever lived, except for maybe one place, has had at least one rat like come and do something crazy. Like when I was in college, I lived in this like gross place in Tempe, and rats were like living in our walls, and they chewed through the transmission in my car. And I had to get a new transmission. And like at other places along the, and this makes me sound like disgusting. I'm not a hoarder. I'm not dirty.
No, like if I could turn the camera around, you guys would not think that.
But everywhere I've lived, there's been a rat situation. At least one rat that just like somehow gets in somewhere. Like we still don't even know how the rat got in the oven.
Well, that was my other thought that was back here this entire time, because it backs up to the laundry room.
Yeah, and like so when we pull the oven out, there's like a tiny hole at the bottom where like one of the
whatever the things
where it connects
the gas
into
thing
the wall.
is, yeah,
where the gas line is.
Yeah.
This is why I don't fix things. And so we think it like came through there, but then we're like, how did it get into the control panel at the front top of the oven? Like, how did that happen? And there's like a tiny little space it had to have squeezed through. We could not figure it out.
But also, why there?
I don't know. Maybe it was like warm. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it was gnarly.
Oh no.
So,
and you guys are like, what is that?
Yeah.
smell?
And my poor landlords, they're my brothers-in-law, but like still like they're going above and beyond to try to like help us. They got us an oven immediately, but yesterday like he came over and John Luke made him look at the dead rat, and he's like, whoa. He's like, I mean, I'll look if I have to.
You're like, I trust that the rat was there.
It's like, I believe you, okay? But yeah, that was my rat story. So I guess rats just keep haunting me.
The rat queen lives.
Rat queen. The rat queen.
Hey, some people believe that like if that happens, like it's somebody who's following you around from the afterlife. It's okay. It's fine.
Huh?
Yeah.
You should look it up. I don't think I want to.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I want to. That sounds terrifying. I don't like. We're gonna have to do a whole like podcast episode about ghosts and like all that.
I got some goodies.
I got some good ones too.
Ooh, okay.
But yeah. I'm telling you right now, ghost. If you are embodying a rat and coming into my house,
you're gonna get electrocuted.
Stay out. I will find you and I will kill you.
We're gonna need to smudge this place.
Sage it.
Yeah.
Literally, we just did the other night. Because of a different thing.
Oh shit!
Stay tuned.
Okay. I went to the store,
but I digress.
We digress. I know. I did that too. I think something's haunting one of the antiques that we bought.
Ooh.
So.
Okay, next episode.
We gotta talk about that.
Okay, so back to Traitors.
Back to Traitors. That was a fun little segment. That was good.
Yeah. So Traitors, Jess, you already explained what it is. Okay, I don't watch reality television. I don't. I never watched The Bachelor, never watched The Bachelorette. I've seen like episodes here and there of like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, like an episode of Love Island, right? I don't watch it. Traitors is addicting. It is one of the best shows I've ever seen. And I didn't even watch season 1 or 2. I went straight to season 3.
Ooh, okay. Season 2 was good too. Pilot Pete.
Okay,
anyways.
see, like, that's the thing. When my friend, she was like, we're watching Traitors. We were doing like a staycation thing, and she turned it on, and I was like, I don't know who anyone is.
Well, honestly, it's probably for the best, because you don't actually you don't have any preconceived notions of like who they are.
Yeah. Literally, the only person that I recognized was Tom Sandoval, and I only knew that he like did bad things. I didn't really know. Yeah. I didn't know the lore.
Yeah, the lore of Tom Sandoval. Oh my god. Also, that's so. It's just so funny that he was on the show to begin with, but I digress. We'll get there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could talk about the casting, I guess, right?
Oh yeah, let's start with the casting. Oh yeah, because casting breakdown. That was the first thing
we wrote some notes. We wanted to make sure we hit everything.
Sorry. Okay, yeah, casting breakdown. First off, I was surprised. Let me back up. I knew almost everybody except for the people on Survivor, because I never really watched Survivor. I watched like the challenge and stuff like that, but I never watched Survivor. But I've seen every single Selling Sunset, Bachelor, Bachelorette, Love Island. I have not seen Vanderpump Rules though. I just know of him because of his ex-girlfriend or fiance or whatever. I don't know who she was. But she was the lead of Love Island. She was the host of Love Island.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, like, I knew most of the characters on the show. And I don't watch a lot of Bravo's, like, Desperate Housewives or anything like that. So I just like, meh, whatever. But it was specifically Tom Sandoval because this was in the height of his canceling. Almost being canceled. Because, and then they added, oh my God, the Selling Sunset chick.
Oh, Chrishell,
thank you. She is best friends, or not really good friends, I don't know about best friends, with Tom Sandoval's ex.
Okay, so that's what I gathered watching that show. I was like, oh, well, she clearly hates him, and they have some history. She must, like, be friends with his ex.
Yes.
So that's what I gathered from that situation and, like, watching the show. But I honestly think, like, considering the reputation Tom Sandoval had before the show, I think the show saved him. I really do. I think it saved his reputation.
Whoever his PR person,
whoever.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Chef's
Whoever convinced
kiss.
him to do that show is an absolute genius. That guy, oh my God. Probably one of my favorite people on the whole show. Just in terms of like level of entertainment. Like I think that guy read a book on like how to like interact socially with people recently.
Yeah.
Or it's like he's like acting on the show. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I love it.
It's like real. Everyone else is being like real, like they're not like their acting selves. And then he's like, well, my thought is Dolores. I'm on to Dolores. Yeah. Also, but who's Ivor? Can someone tell me why he was there? Ivor.
Yeah, right? Like, he's straight up royalty. It's like, how did he get on this show?
I don't understand.
Also, he was like one of those people. Is so sad. Like, when on the show, I mean, love Gabby. But when she straight up didn't realize that Ivor was right next to her, and like didn't even remember that he was like part of the show, it was so funny to me because like in the beginning I hated Ivor. I was like, this guy doesn't think that women can row a freaking boat apparently. Like they do challenges for people who have, this is tough because like for anyone who hasn't seen this show, you're like, what are you talking about? Watch the show.
Yes.
They have to do challenges. And they were rowing a boat in the first episode.
And they had to pick who would be left on each individual little like island, like buoy thing.
Yeah. And like, and it wasn't just him. It was him and a couple guys were just like, clearly we will take the women off this boat because
the guys need to row the boat.
Yeah. And I was like, you did not.
And then like one of the the wrestling.
Oh, Nikki,
yeah. She's probably stronger than any of those guys on that boat. Let's be honest. And they're like, Nikki, and I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, right. Like this girl does WWE, right? That's what she did. Yeah, WWE. Like she's straight up wrestler. Like
she's a badass.
Yeah.
And you told her she can't row a boat.
Ugh, disgusting.
Sit down.
Yeah, so I didn't like him at first, and then towards the end, I was like, oh, he's just kind of like. He's just that guy that like every challenge he's like, oh, I can't see, I can't move. Like every challenge he was just like, oh, you'd see him just be like, this is not the challenge for me.
He's like, oh God,
this guy's so funny to me. How did he make it so far? I truly don't know how he made it to the end of that show. I thought they would have killed him off. Truly.
I think everyone was just like, he's not a worry. We're just gonna keep him on. But also as a traitor, why wouldn't you get rid of everybody who you know is a legitimate faithful? Why wouldn't you do that?
And then turn everybody against each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some thoughts on a lot of that. First of all, I like second what you said about the housewives. Although I'm kind of sad that the housewives, even though I didn't really like know of them, I'm sad that a lot of them got taken off early because they're just so like entertaining.
They know how to make a show.
Make drama out of nothing. And
so
like,
good.
oh, that would have been so good for just stirring the pot, people.
I know.
They made a mistake, I think.
They should have had, and I know that in previous seasons they've had a housewife be a traitor, and I think it worked so well. I was like, damn it, why didn't they pick a traitor to be a housewife or a housewife to be a traitor this time?
But my question is like, wouldn't that be obvious though? Or do people just not vote for them because they're so big and like so aggressive that people are just like, oh, it can't be them.
It's more like that because in the other season, she made it really far, like super far.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting. Yeah, I also like, again, a lot of these faces were new to me.
Yeah.
But there were some that jumped out at me from the beginning that I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna like this person. Boston Rob grew on me. Boston Rob, when he was in the first episode and they like could have chosen to take him on, I was like, there's something about this guy. He's scary. Like there's something creepy about him. And not like creepy as in like he's like a bad person.
No,
he's
like slimy. You could just tell slimy.
He knows how to play the game.
Yes, in a game playing.
Yeah,
game,
like that guy was already just like looking at everybody, scanning the group and deciding who he'd be voting off or who'd be on his team. Like he's good.
Yeah.
And he grew on me. I really liked him.
Yeah.
Although I do think that throughout the show, I think from the minute they brought him on the show, I was shocked nobody thought he was a traitor immediately because he started acting traitorous from the beginning.
Yeah. But then everyone was like, is that just him playing? Or like, why? Yeah. I feel like his decisions that he made were low-key spiteful, and it ended up just being like super telling that he was a traitor. I was like, I understand what he was doing. He was trying to come in hard and like he was trying to end the game so quick. You know what I mean? And I was just like, what are you doing? And obviously it didn't work out for him, but
yeah, it didn't. I wish he had stayed in longer.
About Boston Rob though, did you see any of like the TikToks or like Instagram posts of him being like hot before he came on the show, like hot on Traitor on Survivor?
The thirst trap videos of Boston Rob. I got the like compilation videos of him falling in love with his wife on Survivor, and I was like, that man. I had the same reaction that Sierra did at the reunion. Yeah. I was like, oh, Boston Rob, didn't know you played the game like that.
Okay, Boston Rob.
Right? I was like, wow, this guy. Okay.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. He, I thought his gameplay was, I think it was too aggressive.
I agree.
But I did like him.
Yes.
Trying to think of whose gameplay was the best. I mean, I really did like Carolyn's gameplay. I think if she hadn't had all that like drama with Danielle and them turning on each other, she would have made it to the end.
She would have won.
But then because she and Danielle turned on each other as traitors, like it just became so obvious that they were clearly in cahoots.
Especially because everyone knew they didn't like each other, so it just became like why are you guys still fighting?
Yeah, right. Because they didn't really interact with each other otherwise. So it's like, okay, why do you guys have beef with each other if you literally don't even talk any other time? Like, what's going on?
Exactly.
It just made it really obvious.
Yeah.
But I do wish that they had a version of Traitors or like a YouTube edited version where you don't know who the traitors are. Mm-hmm. Because I want to be able to see if I could guess. Like, if I have the intuition to figure out who a traitor is. I would love to do that.
Ooh, that'd be really good.
Yeah.
And like see all the challenges. Oh, you know what'd be cool? Be like live guessing, like at the end of each challenge, like you do the table with them. You know what I mean? You do the round table
like
with
an
them.
Interactive experience. Like I want to be in on it. I want to know because I feel like everybody thinks they'd be good at figuring out who a traitor is each episode, but we also have all of the like background information about things.
Yeah.
Like for instance with Boston Rob, I was like, can't you guys just look at his face and the way he's watching people and listening to people and just be like, this guy is a traitor.
Yeah.
But it's also because like we get the extra footage. So
exactly.
I think I'd be good at guessing.
You would be good. I would be like, I have no fucking clue. I feel like if I'm talking
You're
to
good
somebody,
at games though.
I love games with my own strategy.
Okay. You'd be good at the challenges for sure.
All day.
Yeah.
You want to win a challenge? I'm your girl.
Yeah.
But if you're having a conversation with me and I will trust blindly.
You're Dolores.
Okay. I'm straight up Dolores and I'll make it to the end because everyone likes me. Just kidding.
True. Oh my gosh.
Everyone's like, it's not Dolores. It's not her.
Yeah. Who do you think had the best gameplay? Oh, I have another one.
I think Dylan had the best gameplay.
I was literally just going to say Dylan. There were times where he was off the mark, but he, in general, his ability to just like take charge and tell people like, this is who I think it is, here are the reasons why.
Yeah.
And him, even when he was the only person who voted for someone, like when he voted for Gabby.
Yeah.
Then he was the only person who voted for Gabby. Like, he stayed true to himself the whole time. And I respect that.
100%. He's like, I'm just going to do what I feel is right. It is what it is. And then I know that he was like obviously in cahoots with the traitors to begin with, but I think that helped his game.
It did, because they all liked him so much.
Exactly.
They're like, we'll keep. But that I think was a huge mistake on their part. They should have eliminated Dylan
From the
earlier.
beginning.
Because, yeah, from the beginning, like, after he got
He's too
Bob the
trustworthy.
Drag Queen out, like, with his campaign.
Yeah, with Boston Rob and his campaign together, he was too powerful. There was no way.
Yeah, but I was just like, why? I get that you like him as a person, but this guy's going to be your downfall. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It was pretty shocking to me that they kept him around so long. He was so good.
He was so good. He was so good that he even was in cahoots and, like, was wrong multiple times, but still kept him. That's insane to me. So I think he did really, really good. I think he stayed true to himself. He took the information that he had. And then at the end of the day, he voted out Danielle, even though he didn't want to.
He voted out Boston Rob, too.
Oh, yeah, he did, huh?
He did. He didn't want to, but he did.
Yeah.
And then he didn't want to vote out Danielle. And Danielle, oh.
Okay, are we going to talk about Danielle? Is it now's the time?
The thing is, I would say she had the worst gameplay, but she made it so far acting like she did. I think I just didn't like the way she played everybody. I was like, that just is not right to me. And also, there's so many obvious signs that she is a traitor. And everybody somehow is just like, well, it could never be Danielle. I don't know why. I really, like, there was such a disconnect. But I did not like the way she played the game. So I would say she had the worst gameplay, but that's probably inaccurate because she made it to the end.
I think she made it to the end because people felt bad for her, genuinely.
What do you feel bad about?
I think that they, like... I think she's, like, a low-key psychotic. Like, and that's a hot take. Like... When, okay, and I'm going to just tell you the moment where I was like, oh, I think she's actually insane and needs to go to therapy, was when she started fake crying on the floor.
And shaking.
And when Carolyn got voted out.
Yeah.
And I was just like...
She literally acted like she was shell-shocked. Like she just watched somebody actually die.
That's why I was like, this is too much.
Yeah.
Like, in that moment, I was like... I don't know how... in those types of situations, like... I literally would have been like, it's not that serious. This is a fucking reality
That's
television
why I'm like,
show.
why did... I'm shocked and nobody looked at her and was like...
When they all were like, oh my God, are you okay? I was like, these people are way too nice.
Yeah.
Gabby's way too nice. Everyone's way too nice. And I just think, like, I think she was trying to be strategic, but, like, it was the choices she was making was personal. Like, she was like, I'm being strategic picking this person. I was like, you're not. It's actually a personal vendetta.
Yeah.
Like, she goes, they mentioned me, so I'm going to kick them out. It's like, that's not even, okay.
Yeah.
Everyone mentions everybody. Like, what is happening? But, and also the fact that she's so reactionary. And that's what I didn't like about her gameplay. Super reactionary to everybody's little antics. Like, it didn't even matter. Like, somebody said Danielle in a car, and she was like, I think it's Carolyn. I was like, what? Nobody asked. Nobody asked you. You literally just offered up the information. And I was like, that's just not how I would play the game. And then coupled with her antics, I was like,
yeah, but
we're
even
done.
like early on in the show, she what did she do? She gave away her like safety, her shield twice in one of the challenges.
Oh, in the picture challenge. The one where they were in the church and they had to hang pictures
Yeah.
up.
And she gave up her safety twice. I was like, girl, she's a traitor. She's a traitor.
Yeah,
Immediately
to be
traitor.
nice, get out of here.
Yeah, and like I feel like people thought it was strange, and then it just went nowhere. It went nowhere.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
was crazy
I
to
was
me.
like,
There's evidence from the beginning, but yeah, I think the other person whose gameplay wasn't great was Dolores. I thought she was so sweet, but she literally just picked people because she didn't like them.
yeah, I don't think there was much going on as far as strategy goes. I don't think so at all.
Yeah,
I think she was just like, I got a bad vibe.
Yeah, and that's literally me. I don't know, the vibes are off. The vibes are off.
You know, with like no evidence, she's like, "Man, I don't like you."
Yeah.
And then Chriselle just voting Tom every time she didn't know.
I don't really know. I
hysterical.
can't choose, so I picked Tom.
Yeah, and everyone's like,
Fair, right? And then Wes, I think Wes had horrible gameplay, and well, only because he came for people. I'm like, I don't think you know what show you're on. These people, like when Wes went off on everybody at the table,
it was already down. It was already.
I was like, you know what? If I were in that room, I would have voted you off too.
Yeah,
because I don't want to deal with your ass. I don't want to deal with your ass.
Well, even as a faithful, I'd be like, I don't even want to share the money with you. Bye.
Yeah, like get out of here.
I don't like
and
you enough
that's
to share
what
the money
they.
with
That's
you.
exactly what they did too. I'm pretty sure most of that table didn't think he was a traitor. They were just
No.
like, "F this guy." F, and I would have done the same. Like honestly, I am that petty. I'd be like, "Excuse me, sir. Bye."
Well, I wouldn't want to make it to the end with him if I was a faithful. Absolutely not. I'm good.
Like, you have to go through like what was it, 7 or 6 more episodes? No. Bye.
Deuces.
What kind of okay? So I asked my husband this, and I thought it was fun. But like, who would you want to be, like traitor or faithful? And like, how do you think you'd be good or bad at it?
I couldn't be a traitor. I couldn't be. It'd be so hard for me to be a traitor.
To lie or
Yeah.
okay?
Because, well, okay, actually, no. Let me take that back. I think I could. You know what I would hate is to be a faithful and then turn to traitor. Fuck that.
That'd be hard. Because you have
Everybody-
to act the exact same. Like Brittany, who turned traitor, you could immediately tell.
Yeah, I mean, because it's so hard. You're like, I'm gonna get the traitors out, and now I am one. That would be too much for me. I couldn't do it. But if I would love to be a faithful because I'm part of the group. I love being part of the group. But if I had to be a traitor, I think I could also do it. If, you know, if I was chosen.
Okay, so being a faithful though,
Yeah.
what like persona would you have, do you think?
The team player.
So like kind of like a Dylan?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
yeah, I'd probably be more of like a Dylan gameplay where I would say my piece. I would say like this, that, and the other, but I'd also be like, we got this, guys. Let's
Yeah,
get the challenge. However, like the bugs challenge, I'd have to be gone. The maggots? Is that this
Oh,
one?
I would have kept my eyes closed the entire time.
Was this the one where they had to go through the tunnels? Was it the tunnel one?
Huh? Tunnels.
Maybe it was
I don't think
season
that-
2.
Yeah, I think that's season 2.
What was the one with the bugs? Which challenge was this one?
So they had to hold hands with a partner in a box, and then like a bunch of bugs were dumped into the box, and every 2 minutes they added like more bugs or whatever, and then they dumped bugs on their freaking heads.
Yeah.
That part would have made me so angry. Like
Okay, yeah. Sorry, that was season 2.
because they were like getting in some of the women's outfits, like in their clothes,
and they were alive. They were alive.
they were
bugs.
alive. That would have pissed me off.
You're gonna put maggots in my hair?
Disgusting.
Absolutely
outrageous.
Not. Absolutely not. Okay. Yeah.
When Gabby was like, "You'll be hearing from my lawyers," I was like, "Amen." Yeah. So I also don't think I'd make a very good traitor. I'm not a very good liar.
But okay, maybe. And I was thinking about this. Do you have to lie? Like, what are you lying about?
Well, people are asking you if you're faithful, and you're like, "Yeah, of course." You have to lie about that when people accuse you of being a traitor.
Yes, that's
The main lie on the show.
what are we lying about? Okay, no, yeah, I guess. Yeah, like, are you a faithful? Yeah. Yeah, no, I couldn't do that. I think
I'd be like, no, I'm not a traitor. Like my eyes just get really big.
I would get really defensive. I'd get defensive. Yeah.
I think I'd be a really good faithful, but the persona, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say I'd be a Nikki because I think like Nikki got voted off because she was too quiet.
Yeah.
And I'm not really a quiet person.
No, you're not. You're almost like
I think I would get, not to toot my own horn, I think I'd get voted off because I'd be hot on somebody's trail.
Oh yeah,
And they'd be like, she gotta go.
yeah. I think you would probably be on to the traitor, and then you'd be like that murder the next night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like trying to get everybody to vote them off.
Yeah.
And then they want to get voted off,
You're
and then
like,
I die.
Listen. Hear me out.
Yeah.
This is what
Do you
I
think
thought.
you'd make it far?
No. Well, yeah. I might. I would say that my gameplay would probably be like a mix of Chriselle and Dylan. Because Chriselle was also like kind of taken aback, just kind of sitting there listening, but also like sometimes would join in. So that's probably what I would be. Mm-hmm. I feel like you could, because
You get voted off for being too faithful. Like, they'd probably like kill you off for that.
right. Yeah, I'd be like, oh, they're definitely, yeah, we got to get her out. And also, I also speak up, so that would be, I'm out.
Done.
Done.
Okay. So one of the things we wanted to talk about, or you had put in here, was Alan Cumming's outfits.
Okay. The risks that man takes. I'm here for it.
Okay, I want to know if he really chooses his outfits or if they just kind of dress him. Because that was one of my thoughts the whole show was, do they have, I'm assuming they have hair and makeup and like costume, you know, and people, they kind of show maybe their style and then they get outfits picked out for them. Like, I can't imagine that people brought this stuff from home.
Yeah. I think, and fact check me, but I'm pretty sure like his outfits are like up for an award.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Like the costume designer?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, yeah, they were amazing.
So good.
Yeah, they were so him.
So him. Like, he plays the part so well. And he's so good. And he's so funny. Like, his one-liners, too, that you don't expect are hysterical. He's such a good host for it. He really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching this TikTok of this guy who watched UK. He's from the UK. He watched the UK version. He watched the US version. And he was like, US version is better. There's so much more drama. It's like so insane.
Leave it to the US.
But I guess in some of the other countries, they don't use like influencers and celebrities. They just, it's like everyday people. Which is interesting because then they're like really competing for, they want that money bad. So I think it changes the dynamics of things. But like having people that are recognizable on the show and already have reality television personalities.
Well, people are, I mean, it's just
entertaining.
Yeah, it throws viewership through the roof because they're like, ooh, I get to watch my favorite person be on the show, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I started watching it for the first season with Kate Chastain because I freaking love Kate from Below Deck.
Who?
Who? Below Deck, she's like the best chief stewardess.
Okay, I've seen an episode of Below Deck, I think.
Yeah, she's goals for me. She's just, I mean, people probably, I can see both ways. People probably hate her guts and think she's like crazy, but I just think she's a boss. Like, she just takes absolutely no shit. I think she's really good at being a stewardess. And yeah, she is a little bit low-key crazy, and I'm here for that.
Did she win in that season?
No, she didn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, she got voted out.
But that's why you started watching the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally started watching the show against my will, and then I was like, wait, this is really good. This is good.
But I feel like Alan's clothes have just increasingly got better. Like the first season, he was like, it was like his like classic like plaid skirts, you know, and like very Scottish specific. And then now it's just grown to like the theme. And like, when it was the doll theme, he was like all dressed up in like this doll type of like look. And I was like, so good.
Speaking of the dolls, some of those challenges were creepy. Like the clowns, the dolls, which the doll challenge was my favorite because we got to watch Tom Sandoval try to sing backwards. It was hilarious to me.
Also, that was probably the hardest challenge, I think. How do you do that? They're like, put it in this thing, it'll go backwards. And I was like, I would be absolutely no help in that challenge. Yeah. I'd be like, y'all, you tell me and I'll go run and find it. But like, I can't. No.
That was super difficult. I would never have been able to do that.
No, there's no way in hell I couldn't do it.
Because then not only do you have to like sing gibberish backwards, but then the people in the mansion had to repeat exactly what you said. How do you even remember that? No. My short-term memory is horrible. So I would not be able to do that.
I mean, also I was like, then they're like, oh yeah, twinkle, twinkle. And I was like, huh? I didn't get that. I didn't get that at
Didn't
all.
get any of that.
Nope. No. I think there was another challenge. It was them trying to find the coins in the horse poop or something. In the bags. Bags.
Yeah.
I would be good at that. Everyone's like, it smells.
Oh, I want to care. Like,
No, I'd be like,
let me at it.
Yeah, like move then. Let me get at that.
Yeah. I was the one challenge we just talked about where Danielle like gave up her safety twice.
Oh, yeah.
Where you had to, it was like basically a riddle.
Yeah.
I would be really good at a riddle.
That would have been so, to me, I was like, it's that.
Yeah. I was immediately like, yes. This
And
is
then they were like,
and we couldn't even see what was on there really. And I was like,
No.
oh, it's definitely this one. Like,
Yeah.
this is the word.
And they were just like, looking at all of like the options. And I was like, why are you taking so long? It's right there.
It's right there. Yeah. So for the like vote offs, do you think you would have been able to vote off someone that you had befriended on the show? Like vote for them?
That would be so tough. And what if I'm wrong?
See, that's the thing. Is like, what if I am wrong? Then I have to continue on with you, even though I just accused you of being a traitor.
My God.
But that's also why, like, I think if I were on that show, I'd be voted off because I didn't befriend anyone, and they'd be like, that's questionable. But I wouldn't befriend anyone because I wouldn't want to like have to vote someone off who I had like gotten really close with.
Right. I'd want to like have no emotional attachments to anybody.
Yeah.
So that I can make the best decision.
Yeah.
And not.
And I think Gabby, they had the Bambis, of course.
Of course.
Their trio.
But she wasn't, yeah.
Was it a
but she
foursome?
also, because it was Nikki, her, and Chriselle.
So it was 4 of them. Wait, no, 3. I can't do math.
Who was the other one?
It was 3. It was the 3 of them.
Yeah, the 3 of them, right?
So, like, she obviously had an alliance at first, but once they were gone, she basically was like,
Yeah.
nobody here's my friend.
No.
And I think that's what I would try to do, is just not actually be friends with anyone.
Yeah. She was like, let me just be extra friendly to Carolyn. But, like, other than that, it was fine, which was perfect because Carolyn had no one. Mm-hmm. And she needed a friend. And so she kept Gabby on longer. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, man, she couldn't have picked a better person to be friends with. Like,
She also really liked Tom, Carolyn.
Oh, yeah. She's like, I think Tom's funny.
I mean, he is funny. He's so entertaining.
He is so entertaining. I'm like,
but I can't imagine being in that house. What, aren't they there for like 2 weeks or something? Like,
Yeah.
I can't imagine like living with that personality every day. I'd be like, this guy, like, yeah, this guy's got to get out of my face.
I would need a break.
Yeah.
I would be like, can we take a day off? I cannot see Tom Sandoval again today. Like, or do not put me on his team.
I know.
I need a day away from Tom Sandoval. Is that cool?
Yeah, I don't think I could handle like, and I think that's why people were so annoyed with him on the show, because like I can imagine hanging out with someone like that all day, every day gets tiring.
Yeah.
But as a viewer, it was incredible. It was, again, like, yeah, whoever thought of him for that show was...
The casting
Wow.
was really good.
Casting was incredible.
Really, really good. Mm-hmm. And I like that they didn't all just... Because, like, obviously Peacock, and they took everybody from a bunch of different shows, and I really liked that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of them.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting how they would bring in new traders, which I don't know if they did that in previous seasons. Like,
They did.
Okay.
Like, if it got down to one trader, they would always recruit another.
oh, okay. See, I didn't know that was like a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, they would recruit another. But I'm trying to remember. Yeah, okay, so in every single season, they recruited a trader.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And in that way, so it was like down to one trader and then they recruited him. Actually, no. It was down to 2 and they recruited, which was an option this season, I'm pretty sure. And they're like, do you want to recruit or do you want to... And they chose not to recruit. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it was Carolyn and Danielle. They were in there like, do you want to recruit? And they're like, no, we're not recruiting. We're just going to... I forget what happened, what the other choice was. But
Okay.
they didn't... She was like, oh, we don't need another person in here. Because Danielle wanted to bring on Brittany then.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was like, I can't lie to Brittany anymore. And I was like...
I saw that. Well, actually, they talked about it on the reunion, how everybody was speculating that Danielle had told Brittany previously that she was a traitor, which like, I don't know, watching that interaction at the reunion, I was like, I don't think that Danielle actually told her, but I was like, it would be interesting if that did happen.
Like, I'm a traitor and I'm going to recruit you when I can.
Yeah. Just never vote for me, right? Yeah, that would be interesting. Is there anyone in reality television who you'd like love to see on another season of it?
Ooh, oh my gosh. Okay. Ooh, I need to think about this.
Like I said, I mean, I'm kind of hopeless because I don't know a ton of people, but I do know a couple like influencers or like television stars. I think like Trixie Mattel would be really funny on it. Mm-hmm. There was someone else that I thought of too, who I thought would be really entertaining. I wonder if they'd ever bring on like an actor or something, or like a singer.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
You know, instead of just reality television people.
Yeah. I wonder if they would ever do that. Like, do they have a persona? You know, like, what if like Ryan Reynolds would come on and do it? Like, that'd be so funny.
That would be controversial considering what's happening right now, considering the press. But yeah, I mean.
What's the press?
Wait, what?
Did I miss something?
What? Do you not
With
know
Blake
about
Lively?
the whole Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni thing?
Yeah, but what did he do?
Ryan Reynolds got dragged into it because then they were saying that like he did some crazy stuff.
Oh, to like hide stuff?
And that like he was somehow behind a lot of the stuff that happened on set, and that he's super controlling of Blake Lively.
It's conspiracy stuff.
Yeah.
Or like real stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to have to show you the TikTok account. Like, oh, I'm forgetting his name, and I really want to credit him because he's incredible. But he literally like has read all of like the lawsuit documentation and summarizes it. If you want to go deep down into the rabbit hole,
I would love to go deep down.
He's so good, and he does this with like everything. He does this. He'll do like downfalls of celebrities and stuff. And he'd be like, "Guess what?" It just ruins somebody. What? Like he's gotten cease and desist letters from Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, no, because he's like uncovering stuff. Oh shit. Okay, I'll look him up.
Okay.
I'll credit him.
Maybe not Ryan Reynolds. Okay, maybe.
But like to your point, yeah, like a big star. Would they bring that person on? Because I mean, again, I haven't seen season 1 and 2, but I don't think that they brought on like actors or singers or like, it's mostly just reality television people, which don't like, I understand though, because reality television people, like they have, I mean, they are literally brought onto shows for very specific reasons. Like the amount of like, I've heard about the process of like what people go through to like get onto reality television shows.
Yeah.
Like even on Survivor, they do like a whole like psych eval too.
Yeah, it's
like
extensive.
Yeah, and they need different types of people. And so I think that like it's easy because these people have already been vetted. They are already very comfortable with cameras being up in their faces all the time, having zero privacy, like stirring the pot, especially for the people who've played like games like Survivor or Big Brother.
Yep.
You know, so I guess it's probably easier for them. It makes for better entertainment.
Right. And I'm sure it's fairly easy just to like sign them on, you know, those types of things.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it when you were talking. You probably haven't seen Temptation Island, but the latest Temptation Island.
Someone was just telling me about Temptation Island.
I mean, it's trash. If you're good with trash, it's trash, but I'm here for it.
Don't they like separate couples and then introduce like guys for the girls and girls for the guys, and then they're like, cheat on your significant other, basically?
Yeah, and I love it.
Okay, oh my God.
I love every second of it.
Ew, I can't watch that stuff. I mean, I could watch it, but I don't.
There'd be some good characters to be on the show.
I feel like, okay, so I liked Sierra on Traitors, and she's from Summer House. I love Paige DeSorbo. I know that some people don't love Paige, but I think Paige would be really good on the show.
So good.
I think Paige would be good. Or even just like people on that are really like famous on TikTok, I think be really good. Like, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I think it's Caleb Huron is his last name. He has a podcast. He's also like a comedian. He's been in some film too. And he's so funny. I'm just like, bring this guy onto the show. This guy would literally make me cry laughing all the time.
Podcast people would be so good. Alex Cooper.
Bring on one of the girls from like one of the murder mystery shows.
Ooh.
But make her a traitor.
That'd be so good.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Oh my gosh, should we do a Dave Portnoy from Barstool?
Oh my God.
How fucking funny would that be? He'd be like, okay, I'll tell you what.
I love watching his pizza reviews. They're outrageous.
They're so good. There was one pizza review, not to go off on a tangent, but there was one pizza review. He came out of the store and there was like a lady going by and like they had this whole interaction.
Where she asked for a slice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that one.
And then like more people started coming in and then he was like, what the fuck just happened? Okay, it's on his TikTok. You guys gotta find it. It's hysterical. I watched it like 10 times in a row. It was so good. Mm-hmm. So much happened in like a literal minute clip.
Yeah. No, that is good.
He would be good at that.
Okay, so finale wise, I didn't know what to expect for Traitors finale because again, I hadn't seen it before. And I was kind of like, it was a little bit underwhelming the amount of money they all had to split. I was like, dang, that kind of sucks.
I'm so surprised they all went green. Was shook. I for a fact thought somebody was gonna throw a red in there.
Really?
Yeah.
I hoped everybody would like trust each other and win in the way that they did with 4 winners. But I really thought Dolores was gonna throw in Dylan's name and be like, I don't trust you.
I know, because Gabby, I mean, that would have flipped it for Gabby, I think. Maybe.
Oh, like she would have voted for him too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ivor would have just been like, oh, fuck it. I want to get to the next round. I'm going to vote for you too.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that they ended it in the way that they did with that like foursome. I think that was cool, but I was just like, y'all only get like 30,000 each.
For all that work.
Split it.
For all of that work.
Yeah, instead of like a
each.
traitor taking everything.
Mm-hmm. It was a little underwhelming.
It was just like, dang, all that work, and y'all thought you were gonna.
I think I swallowed the gnat.
I saw that gnat too, flying around. My bad. Probably from my plants.
It's fine, but I definitely ate it.
Well, it won't be flying around anymore.
If it is, it's its friend. it's back there.
First, we got the fly in one of the episodes. Now you got a gnat that you ate.
I sucked it in. Genuinely. So this is definitely staying on the pod.
Ew.
It's all right. It's in protein. It's
Yeah,
fine.
good protein. But yeah, no, I was like, that sucks that they all had to split that money. And they like, I want to know if they get paid additional money to be on the show.
They have to.
I would
They're
hope
there for
so.
too long.
Like appearance fees or something. Although if someone was like, hey, you're gonna go to Scotland and like be on a reality television show and like play games and stuff, I'd be like, yeah, I'll do it for free. I mean, just pay for my trip. But like, yeah, you don't have to pay me.
I mean, their breakfast and their food looks delicious. Bad? Oh no.
Well,
hot take.
no.
Okay.
No. So there were times where I was just like, at first I thought it was just fake food, to be honest. I thought they just wanted to make the table look full. But sometimes the food looked good and sometimes I was like, ooh.
You're like,
Yeah.
I guess that's like Scottish food.
It's also surprising because I feel like you very rarely see people eat on like reality television shows.
True.
This is coming from somebody who doesn't watch reality television, so I could be entirely wrong.
I mean, you never see them
cooking and stuff.
Yeah.
But like not really like full on sitting down eating food on a camera.
That's true. Probably because people are gross when they eat.
That's true.
And they're like, the allure's gone.
Yeah.
Watching Tom Sandoval eat, you know?
Yeah, I'd be taking like plates up to my quote room, which they didn't even live there, supposedly. It was just a set. Apparently they stayed somewhere else. They didn't actually like stay in that castle.
They go upstairs and then they come back downstairs and leave.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yes. They go into a holding room and then they do their little like on camera commentary and then leave or something.
Okay.
I don't really know, but I heard they didn't stay there. But I'd be the person who'd like get a giant plate at the end of the day and like go eat in private because I will 1000% drop food on my clothes. And I'm like not a cute eater. I'd have to hide.
They just like cut you out of every eating scene.
I'd be like, good Lord, can't show her.
But like, Jamie, can you not eat?
Yeah,
Please. Can you just eat in your room and then like come fed, please?
Yeah, can you go into that little like secret room behind the kitchen? Go eat there by yourself because this is gnarly. I'm just like chewing with my mouth open into my mic. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not that disgusting, but
No,
I am
you're
pretty
not.
messy.
You're not.
Oh my god.
That's good.
Yeah. So Traitors really is like I said, one of the best shows I've seen in a while.
It's
like,
so good. There's so many things to like about it. There really is.
There are. I mean, if you like games and like competition, it's there. If you like drama, it's there.
It's there.
Also like
Fashion.
murder mystery type of thing. Yeah, I feel like it has elements of everything, and that's why it's become so popular, especially season 3, like blew up this year. And they did such a good job throughout the show and post show getting all of these people to like go on social media, do the podcasts, do the talk shows. Like they went all out this year in terms of like marketing it, and it paid off.
It did. It did. I love the show. Can't wait for next season. I know there's going to be a next season. Can't wait.
Let's hope Paige DeSorbo's on it.
Paige and Dave Portnoy, let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, watch Traitors.
Yes, all seasons. I'm going to make you watch the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
All right.
See you next time.
Bye.